you looking for a delicious, creamy New York style cheesecake recipe? I bet you are, because they're so delicious, right? Today I'm gonna make a fantastic version of New York style cheesecake. Start off by making a crust. It's a graham cracker crust. You need 12 graham crackers. Grind them up until they're very fine crumbs. You need about 1.5 cups of crumbs. To the 1.5 cups of crumbs, add a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 1/4 teaspoon, of course, salt, and 5 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter. You want to combine this until everything is moistened. Shouldn't take very long. Seconds. Seconds, guys, seconds. All right. I have a buttered 9 by 3 inch springform pan. Press your crumbs into the bottom and up the sides of the pan to make your crust. This pan is non-stick and it's buttered, but you don't have to use non-stick, particularly because it's buttered. I like to use the bottom of a measuring cup to press my crumbs in. I find that it helps get it nice and even and really firmly packed. Press it a little bit up the sides, like 1.5 inches or so. Okay. Once it's firmly pressed into your pan, 375-degree oven until it starts to get a little bit darker around the edges and on the bottom, 12 to 15 minutes. When the crust is done, let it cool. It's got a little bit golden around the edges and it's dry on the bottom. And I have it sitting on a piece of aluminum foil because I'm gonna wrap it in the aluminum foil before I bake it in a water bath. You'll see. In this mixer, I have 5 packages or 2.5 pounds of cream cheese. Yes, I know it's a lot. That's what makes cheesecake delicious. There's no avoiding it, guys. To that, add 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. It does serve a lot of people and it's super rich, so don't freak out. I get a little freaked out, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of intense, but it's super great. And it's for a special occasion. Cream your room temperature cream cheese and sugar until it's smooth. It gets smooth really fast because cream cheese is pretty soft to begin with, and if you leave it out for a little while, you know. Then add 4 eggs, one at a time. I have mine already cracked into a measuring cup and they'll just fall out one at a time. It's really cool. Oops, I totally lied. Did you see that? 2 fell out. There goes that theory. No, usually it works. Trust me, you're just gonna have to trust me. Probably want to scrape down the bowl. Make sure everything is incorporating fully because it's a lot of stuff in there. You can use a hand mixer if you have one instead of the standing mixer. Oh wait, I forgot something. The flavoring, duh. Sometimes it's vanilla and today I'm using lemon. So I'm gonna zest a lemon. How could I have forgotten? So distracted by how delicious this is gonna be. About a teaspoon of lemon zest and then a tablespoon of the juice. These are tiny little lemons, but they look juicy, so I bet 1 will be a tablespoon. Totally. All right, now beat that in. It was a little out of order, don't worry about it. That was supposed to go in before the eggs. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Finally, a cup of sour cream. Sour cream, cream cheese. Beat your sour cream in. And your filling is done. It's fantastic. Super easy, really. Not that many ingredients. So I have my baked crust and I'm wrapping the bottom of the pan in foil. This cake gets baked in a water bath, and this is to ensure that no water seeps in around the edges. Pour your filling. Luckily this has a spout so I can just pour right in, right from the bowl. It's gonna come pretty high up in the pan and it will come over the edges of the crust, so don't worry about that. Over the top of the crust, so don't be surprised. Smooth out the top and then you're gonna cook this in a water bath, so you need some boiling water over at your stove. I have a roasting pan here and some boiling water. This gets cooked in a water bath, which is a really nice, gentle way of cooking custards and things like that. This is a custard because it's thickened with eggs. You want to add your water to come about halfway up the sides of the pan. And you can actually do this in the oven on the oven rack, and that way you don't have to move it again after you fill it with boiling water. But I just wanted to show you how to do it here. You can do it in the oven. Have your oven at 325 degrees This cooks for about an hour and 3/4, actually. It's quite a long time. You might want to check after about an hour and 20 minutes. It needs to be set, but just very slightly jiggly in the center. Then you take it out, you remove it from the pan, cool it for about 20 minutes, run a paring knife around the side, continue to let it cool, and refrigerate it overnight. So after the cake has sat in the refrigerator overnight, it will easily release from the pan. Don't forget to run that paring knife around the edges after it's been cooling for about 20 minutes. Look how beautiful that is. I like to use a little bit of water on my knife when I'm cutting it for nice clean slices. So if you have a deep container, you can fill it with warm water, dry off your knife, and then make your slices. And I like to dip my knife into the water between each slice, and then I get really beautiful clean slices. I mean, I don't know about you, maybe not for you, but I feel like I could serve 20 out of this thing. There we go. That was a much nicer slice. The first slice is kind of like the first pancake, right? It always comes out a little bit messed up. But after that, smooth sailing. You might want to serve this with some berries or with fruit sauce. Celebrate spring with this delicious, rich, fantastic New York cheesecake. From me to you, it's a little spring gift. Not so little. It's a not so little spring gift. Guess what? I have some super exciting news. You see this lady standing right next to me, cutting her dark leafy greens? That's Shira Bokar. She's going to be doing a great new series right here on this channel called, tell them what it's called?
Eat Clean.
Eat Clean. It's going to be amazing recipes, super healthy, exploring, kind of new foods like dark leafy greens, like teeny tiny fish, like probiotics, all kind of stuff that maybe I don't really touch on. She's going to be doing on her series. It's going to be airing Mondays and Thursdays right here on this channel, so make sure to subscribe for my videos and her videos. Shira Bokar.